Hi, it's Jennifer with Jennifer at Home, and I'm so happy you're here because today we are going to make the cutest ever Valentine cookies. They're so easy and they're cutout cookies. They're no spread sugar cookies. This recipe is my all-time favorite, and the reason why is because I made this recipe out of a few other recipes. I put it together and perfected it over time to make it just the way I wanted it. No spread sugar cookies means they don't get all thin and spread out all over the tray. They keep a nice, clean, crisp, sharp edge, and they're soft, but yet they're durable. They're not fragile, and they don't break when you try to decorate them. I love that about these cookies, but the thing I love the most is the fact I don't have to stop and chill the dough before cutting it out and baking them in the oven. And I love the fact that you can use the extract of your choice. You can use almond or lemon or mint, anything you want. Today I'm going to be using a white vanilla extract because I don't want the regular vanilla to discolor the cookies. I want them to be nice and bright and white and a nice light shade for my Valentine cookies. So let's get started. I'll show you everything we need to put these together. It's super easy, super quick, and really fun to cut these out and decorate them. These are the only things we need to make these wonderful, delicious, special sugar cookies. We'll need 2 sticks of room temperature butter, 1 very cold egg, a half a teaspoon of salt, 1 cup of sugar, 3 cups of all-purpose flour, and the extract of your choice. I'll be using this clear vanilla extract, and of course you'll want to use some sprinkles or decorations. And I have a gel food coloring. This food coloring is great because it doesn't get the cookies to be pale and colorless. It gives a nice bright vibrant red color, and it's nice and thick so it doesn't water down your dough. I'm going to also be using powdered sugar or confectioner's sugar on my rolling board because I don't want a dry exterior of raw flour taste on my cookies. I'll use this nice sweet powdered sugar and put down so that when I'm rolling my cookies out, they don't stick to the board. My husband Alan is going to be helping us with these wonderful cookies today. We love to cook and bake together. We thought this would be a fun Valentine activity to do together. We put the room temperature butter into the mixer bowl, and now we're going to add the cup of sugar. We're going to cream these together and then we'll move on with our recipe. Now we'll add in our salt. Now that we have the sugar, the butter, and the salt creamed together, we're going to add the extract. And we're going to add the very cold egg. It's very important that you have your egg really cold with this recipe. We want to mix everything in this recipe together today on low because we don't want to mix any air into our recipe. And now that we have those ingredients incorporated, we're going to turn the mixer on low and slowly start adding in all of our flour. With your mixer on low, gradually start adding in all of the flour. Once you get all of your flour in the mixer bowl and start mixing, the dough will start to clean the sides of the bowl. You can see now that it's all coming together on the paddle and cleaning all around the sides of the bowl. There isn't anything left in the bowl. Now it's time to turn it off. It's a great idea to use a food-safe glove when coloring any sort of dough because the food coloring will get on your hands and it'll be very, very colorful and very challenging to clean off. Alan is going to put all the dough together and then we're going to divide it in half. We'll put half of it in a separate bowl and then we'll color the other half red so that we can make our two-tone Valentine cookies. You can use a toothpick or a popsicle stick to gradually get out some of the coloring and add onto your dough. Then just take your hands and start putting the dough together and mixing in all of the food coloring. The dough looks wonderful. It's a nice, bright, vibrant shade of red. You want to be careful not to handle it too much and warm it up because if it gets warm, That's one of the reasons that causes dough to spread. Alan is going to get started rolling out the dough. We're going to put down a nice little layer of powdered sugar. We'll smear that around and we'll roll some on the rolling pin too. You can just pick up some and roll it on your hand, or just roll the rolling pin in it so that your dough doesn't stick to the cookie dough or to the rolling pin. It's time to take our dough and start to roll it out. I like to make my cookies nice and thick. I like them to be about 1/8 of an inch or 1/4 an inch thick. Try to get your dough as even as possible. If it's too thin, the edges of the dough could burn. We are going to start off with a big heart shape, and be sure to dip it in your powder ahead of time because that keeps it from sticking to the dough. We'll go ahead and remove the excess dough and just leave our big heart cookies. And then we're going to go back into the middle with a smaller heart-shaped cookie cutter, and we're going to take the middles out and set those aside. We'll be filling the middles with the red cookie dough. Now go ahead and use your smaller heart-shaped cookie cutter and push down, and then we'll remove the centers. Try to get them in the center and line them up with the heart shape. Remove the center of each cookie and set it aside for later. Great job, Alan.
Thanks.
Another way to do this is to cut out the big cookie, and then you could always put it on your tray. And once you get it on your tray, then you can easily go back with the smaller cookie cutter and cut the small cookie right on the tray. Then, of course, lift out the center to set aside. We'll be using these centers in just a little bit. You'll be so excited to see what we're going to do with them. Now it's time to get busy rolling out our red dough. Once again, we'll cut out the larger hearts. Then we'll go back and do the centers.
Don't worry about that little bit of powdered sugar on there. We will take just a little pastry brush and we'll brush it off so that none of that white powder is there when it goes into the oven. And if you notice, every time I get ready to take that cookie off, I put the little offset spatula through the powdered sugar so that it doesn't stick.
Oftentimes when you're cutting out the center of your cookie with the little cookie cutter, you can squeeze the edges slightly together and the center will lift right out. And then you can just push it out with your finger.
So now we're going to take the centers of the ones we cut out. So we're going to put the white ones in the center of the red. And they will just lay right in there. Just tap it gently. Everything's the same. Everything is the same thickness because we use the same rolling pin, the same dough, everything. So just set them there. Slide them down in. Be afraid to give them a little tap. Push them together a little bit if you need to. Am I doing okay?
You're doing a great job. And of course, once these cookies are baked, they'll be one solid piece.
And get one that's a little bit crisper. Nice clean edge.
Great job, they look terrific.
Okay, now we're gonna do the opposite. We're gonna get the red ones and we're gonna put the red centers into the white cookies.
Preheat your oven to 325.
We're just gonna put a little bit of sprinkled sugar onto these cookies. We've got a red one and then we've got a white crystal. So we'll put a little bit of the red, gives it kind of a pink tint right on the top of these sugar cookies. This has pretty big holes, so you wanna go very light and kind of control it. Now this is not necessary. You do not have to do this. But Jennifer had it here and we thought that they would give it a nice touch, so we're gonna add it. These are a little bit bigger crystal of sugar, so we probably won't put these on all of them. But just to give you an idea of the different things that you can do with these. We chose the clear sugar crystals for the red cookies. Pretty much wouldn't see the other ones if we put that on there.
Our oven is at 325 and now it's time to put our cookies in for 12 to 15 minutes. Once they're done, you want to take them out and let them cool on the baking tray for at least 4 minutes and then move to a cooling rack. And now it's time to take the cookies out of the oven. Depending on the size of your cookies will determine how long you need to bake them. These cookies took about 15 to 17 minutes. And this is how the wonderful two-tone Valentine sugar cookies turned out. They are so delicious. I am so happy you were here to make these cookies. They'll be so wonderful for our Valentine party coming up. I'm so excited to share these with our friends. I know they'll love them and they're super cute. I'm so happy about that. They were really fun to cut out and decorate, and I want to thank my husband Alan for joining me to make these wonderful cookies. I would be really happy if you subscribed, click the notification bell and the thumbs up button, and I hope you try these and enjoy them for your Valentines as well.